Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. And yes, I'm getting it more perfected and more perfected. I got it off the music off my dead burn phone because every time I kept pushing the button, it didn't want to play. So I moved it over to my computer. So hit the button and it plays. Pretty good. Anyway, so how are y'all doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good. It's been hot, so hot. It was like 91 degrees, and when it's that hot, I don't. And now this part of the shop, I can come in here and scroll and do things like that. But that part of the shop has all the big machines like the table saw and the band saw and the joiner and everything. I don't go out there at 91 degrees. I can come in here and do scrolling and stuff like that, or the CNC machines in here. So, but 91 degrees out there, and pretty well out on my back porch and outside this afternoon. So, and with 60 like +% humidity, it's like it's terrible right now this time of year. Hello, Luana Pierce. She already put out there, hello, Simply Wooden Creation. So Steve Good. Hi, Steve. Steve Good, check your in or private messages over on Facebook because we sent you a link to the show. So tonight, what we're going to do is talk about our projects and everybody out there that sent me pictures of their projects. So if you're in the chat right now and didn't see what we were doing, all you have to do is send your pictures while the show is going on, and I'll check back and see, to contest@simplywoodencreations.com. And we will show what you're doing in your shop and you're working on at the time. It doesn't have to be like if you've been working on it, it's completed, that's fine. Or if you have a new tool in your shop that you just purchased. I have a couple of new tools myself I probably will show off. So one of them in particular, a headset I bought during the Amazon Prime Day. So, but tools or things that you have just finished or things that you're working on your shop, send the pictures right now to contest@simplywoodencreations.com. They'll get to me if you start right now, because by the time we go through, cycle through all of us and cycle through the pictures I've already had sent, they will get to yours. So if you have something you're working on, and even if it's been in the last 30 days or so, don't bring back stuff that you did 10 years ago, but anything that you've done in the last 30 days, we'll take them. Hell, I don't know when you did it, so send any pictures you want. In all sincerity. So anyway, let me talk about my wonderful sponsors, and they are Devobal Technologies for web design, development, and hosting. Visit devobal.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist. Woodworkingshop.com. Seiko, the scroll saw specialist. Seiko.com. And Scrollnado, dust collection for your scroll saw. And you can find them on Amazon. So, like I said, you want to send your pics in? Now's the time. Contest@simplywoodencreations.com. So let's start with the introductions. Russ, introduce yourself.
I know me.
Yep.
Hi, Russ Meadows from Rusty Nails Wood Shop on Facebook and Instagram, and I mean just the bare minimum of YouTube. Maybe somebody can give me a kick in the butt and get me started. But I'm glad to be here, Russ.
Glad to have you. Paul. We cannot hear you.
Does that work better?
That works better.
Helps when I click that it's on the microphone.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Paul from Paul's Messy Workshop. You can find me on YouTube and on Instagram. And glad to be here tonight.
Great. I was just listening. how the hell can I listen? I have to, I can't listen. I have to read. But Dennis Goodson said, Aussie, did you get my message? That postage was crazy for the travel mug. 5.7 times the cost of the mug. Think I'll have the pass on the mug. Sorry. And yes. And I hate to go into this. Let me drop the camera a little bit. I hate to go into that, but it's like the amount of money to ship something very small and not a lot of weight is just astronomical overseas. And I do hate that so much because a lot of, and then I know Aussie Man's one of those guys that says, I'll pay half the shipping or I'll pay the shipping. You want to ship it over there to him because he doesn't have access to a lot of the stuff that we have over here in the US of A and everything. So I understand all that, but the shipping sometimes is just outrageous to go to some of those places. So yeah, I hate that too. And I really do. So, John Schaffner.
Well, it's getting so domestic shipping is outrageous as well.
Yeah, it's getting more and more expensive. You're right.
But anyway, John Schaffner here from Central New York, sweltering Central New York. It was 97 degrees here today with an 88% humidity with a dew point of 78 degrees and a heat index of 117.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was toasty. So even with my air conditioner going full blast, it's still 84 degrees in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's going to make it rough.
Yep.
But anyway, now for the rest of the story.
So you want me to take it over from there?
Yeah. Take it over, Russ. Yeah.
Steve Good, the PM is sent to you on Facebook like we always do. Check your PM private messages over on Facebook.
Unless I did something wrong.
Paul should have sent it over there.
I did, but I might have done something wrong. So if he doesn't get it, I'll resend it.
Okay, Paul screwed up again. So
I know. What are you gonna do?
I love giving you a hard time.
I can take it. You know
I know. I love giving you a hard time. If I didn't love you so much, I wouldn't give you a hard time.
If you didn't love me, I wouldn't be on the channel.
I know.
All right, Jim.
How you doing, Jim?
Oh, hey, I lost you there and all the chatter.
Oh, I know. First off, before you introduce yourself, I noticed you took a drive today, and you said your neck. Well, after about an hour drive.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to keep your head like still while you're driving in a car than it is just sitting around all day watching TV or whatever.
Yeah, so I understand.
I'm finding it out, but it's got to be okay. In 2 weeks, I have to go back to work. So
those of you who don't know, Jim had a neck surgery. You know, talk about it just for a second and let everybody know.
Yeah, well, I had to have a disc fused in my neck, so that was almost 2 months ago now. So I went to the doctor yesterday or day before, and she said I could go back to work in a couple of weeks, and but I've got to get my neck muscle strengthened up to drive. So
right,
because I drive a ton at work, probably 50,000 miles a year for work.
You tell her you didn't want to go back to work?
Yeah.
You're real. I'll tell you, man, if it was I'm 62. If I was 65 or 66, I may not have gone back. I may have just said, okay, I'm done, and took the retirement.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us where we can find you.
Okay. You can find me. God, where can you find me at? Oh, Driveway Workshop on YouTube, and Jim Bashir's all one word on just about every social media platform. Oh, that's backwards. Dang it. I'm looking at the show on this screen and us on this screen. So
I was just going to say that. Everything was backwards.
Yeah, I thought I had it straight. I didn't flip it right. Okay, so next.
Just to let everybody know, Fine Girl 0101 is out there in the chat. And that is my daughter, Brandy. So she's out there in the chat. And the reason she goes by Fine Girl is because her name, Brandy, is a song. And I'm looking for it now.
Looking Glass. Brandy, you're a fine girl.
Is it Looking Glass?
Yep.
Yep. In the meantime,
Yeah,
You have a little dead air there, boss.
there it is. I think my daughter deserves this, so just chill out.
And it serves 100 ships a day. Lonely
So that's where her mother got her name. Okay, so that is for you, Brandy, out there. But that's, yeah, and that's the reason she goes by Fine Girl on there. So good to have you out there, Brandy. And my other daughter is Amber Jean Nicole. Well, there is a store, or there was a clothing store called Jean Nicole. Well, one of my nicknames when I was growing up was Jean, so she named her Amber Jean Nicole. So those are the tie-ins for those two names. She's out there. Oh yes. So I just thought that I have it wrong somehow. Can you email me? All right. So let's go ahead and let Chris talk about himself.
hey, my favorite topic. Hi, guys. Chris here from the Old Cranky Workshop. You find me on YouTube and Facebook, and I will get a video out there eventually, but this summer is just zipping away. There's 2 videos in production, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. So,
Cool.
lots of projects going on. The shop's been a busy place. I've been busy at work too, so not a lot of production getting done in the shop right now either. So
Great.
that's it. Just happy to be here again.
Brenda.
Thanks, Russ. It's Brenda G. Brenda G's Designs. You can find me all over the internet as Brenda G's Designs. I'm on Etsy. I'm on Teespring, Makers Media Network, Facebook. I have a website, BrendaG'sDesigns.net. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube where I do comedy and all kinds of crafts. And just join us on Thursday night for the live stream that I do with Matt Haas. We have a lot of fun.
Good. I am trying to get Steve Good the link. So if y'all will bear with me for 1 second. I just sent it to him in an email, and I'm going over to his.
I sent it 2 different ways to him and he didn't get it. So we'll have to email it to him, I guess.
I did. I
okay.
emailed it to him, and I'm also sent it to him
In PM?
in a PM. So, Steve, if you're listening, you got it in an email, and I sent you personally a PM. So you should get it one of those 2 ways. So, okay. Sorry about the confusion and everything, but this is kind of a what do you want to say? A proper.
Hey, there he is. Yay!
There he is. He found it. Yay!
Did you get it from me or did you
No,
get
I got it.
from
I got it from Russ. You're sending it to the wrong one.
Oh, am I?
All right. So
How many
go ahead
accounts
and
you
introduce
got?
yourself.
Hang on, I got to turn off everything else.
Okay.
No, I got it from Russ. You must have been sending it to the wrong Facebook account or something.
Could be. You got more than one, do you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's probably the problem.
I've got 32 of them.
32.
No, I'm kidding. There's no sense being two-faced when you can be multi-faced.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, Paul, I told you not to send it to poolboyinspeedos.com. So,
So anyway, tell us about yourself, or where we can find you and everything.
Hey guys, this is Steve Good. I'm the blogger over at Scroll Saw Workshop, and you can find me there. Do some videos on YouTube also, so you can find me at SD Good on YouTube and here and there. Thanks for having me on, Russ.
You're welcome. So anyway, so since everybody's introduced, what I wanted to do was just show off a lot of y'all out there have projects every week and you post them on Facebook, but a lot of people don't get to see them. And I know this is not, I may not have the biggest audience or whatever, but I just thought it would be pretty cool to, Shelly Cole is out there. Know what mom knows. So, hey, Shelly.
So
Miss Shelley.
So
Yeah,
James
matter of fact,
Parker, he
while
said
I'm
he's
here,
hurt.
Jimbo, and I was going to email you or PM you this afternoon. Jimbo had surgery. I think it was this past. We keep on saying this on Thursday, and I missed it twice. So, Jimbo, which is James Parker, did you have surgery, and how are you doing? Luana Pierce, Ken McCrory, Dennis Goodson, Chris Nealon. Parker, did you have Portal Woodwork, which is David? I can't remember. But anyway, Portal
David Jones.
Woodwork. David Jones. There
David
you go.
Jones.
Thank you. So my daughter out there, Brandy, is Fine Girl 0101. Hi, Brandy. Luana Pierce. And like I said, Shelly Cole's out there watching. I haven't seen Tom Spillane's out there. Haven't seen Shelly in a while in the chat. So good to have you. Appalachian Heritage Woodshop is out there in the chat, and Jim Dockrell is in the chat. Jimbo, which is Jane Parker, said it went real good, but hurting real bad. Well, that's what happens when you have surgery.
Yeah.
Trust me, I had a hernia, which is a belly button hernia, and that scar is only about that big. And let me tell you, it hurt like, yeah, you can imagine. And I'm thinking, like, that scar is not that big. How the hell? And my belly around that scar within about 6 inches bruised like hell. So I'm like, wow. So anytime you do surgery, I mean, I have found out, especially if they, have to go in very far, it hurts.
I think they say every hour of surgery is a month of recovery.
Yeah. Well, then I'm lucky because he told me when I went in and he looked at it and he stuck his finger in my belly button way up in there and he was feeling around like, dude. Anyway, he told me, he says, I can fix that in 15, 20 minutes. Did you know that my wife walked away from where they put me in to take me back to go to surgery and went down and sit down, and within 5 or 10 minutes they called her and said she was worried because she thought that was so quick that they had found something wrong. And she went back there and the doctor came in and sit down and she goes, is he all right? And he goes, he's all right. Yeah, I'm through. It took him like 15, 16 minutes to fix me. Yeah. I'm like, and he told me that. And I'm like, wow. So, but not all surgeries are that easy. And I understand that. So good to have you, James Parker. I have 6 holes in my stomach is what he put out there. So yeah, that's what it is. All right. So anyway, let's start off with the panel, does the panel have anything that they want to show off tonight?
I do.
All right. So I saw Paul hold his hand up first. So
I just wanted to brag that
okay.
I'm working on my whirly gig. And there's part of the propeller and there's the rest of it.
Cool.
But because I did such a fine job cutting those slots, it don't fit. So I got to clean them all up with a file and file down the ends of the blades. But
Now, did you cut those on your scroll saw?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
that's
And
the only problem that I have found out, and I agree with you, is when you're doing a scroll saw, is that usually it's a real tight fit. You have to do a little bit of sanding.
I should instead of splitting the line, I should have gone on the outside of the line.
Yeah.
Everything would have been fine. But,
tight
and then I
fit
cut
is
these
better
on
than
the
a loose
scroll
fit.
saw. I'm sorry.
A tight fit's better than a loose fit. At least it's
Yeah.
easier. to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
is, because you can sand off a little at a time and get it to fit. If it's loose, and there ain't no going the other direction.
Yeah. And these are all tight, so I just been filing them and
That's
sanding them, and
great.
I got
Paul,
them
what
ready.
what kind of wood are you using?
This is some I don't know what it is. It's like
Looks like poplar.
it's like a underlayment, but it's real smooth.
Right.
So I had it laying around. I don't know where I got it. I've had it for a long time, and it was the right size. So, and my whirly gigs never spend much time outside anyway. So,
The reason I was asking you is my last one didn't last 2 seasons before the weather just got to the wood and destroyed it.
oh, okay. The hub is just a piece of pine, 3/4 inch
Yeah.
pine, and
That's
then
mostly what I use.
these might. Steve might be right. That might be poplar.
It looks like kind of popular to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real thin, and it's only 3 layers, but it's 5 because the outside is real thin. But yeah, that's what I'm using.
Cool. Hey, Brent, I'm going to go to Brenda next, but when is your thing with the gourds due? The end of the month?
It's a summer project, so I think I'll run it until like the 1st of September.
Oh, well, hell.
So you got time.
I was trying to get it ready for the end of the month, and I'm thinking like, oh, well, no, okay. Well,
I know you got whirly gig and everything going, and I don't want to rush anybody with it. So I'm thinking we'll just run it until the end of August, and 1st of September, we'll have everybody's projects in. For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, I'm running a contest, not really a contest, but a challenge about working with gourds. And I have an abundance of these little gourds. They are called Tennessee spinner gourds. And if you are interested in getting in on the challenge, all I need is your address, and I will send you a box of these gourds, and we'll see what you can come up with, what kind of project that you want to make out of them. You can do anything you want with them. I don't care.
A whirly gig gourd.
You can do whirly gigs.
Yeah.
You can do figurines. Anything that you want to come up with. I mean, make little tiny vases out of them, make Christmas ornaments out of them. I don't care.
Are they real hard or?
Yes, they are dried gourds. And
they're not. I mean, they're not. You can cut them, or you can cut them.
Yeah, you can cut them. Yeah, you can cut them, but they're
dried out gourds.
Yeah, they're dried out gourds. They're from last year's crop. I stopped counting at 1,100 when I was picking these things. To give you any idea, I'm overrun in these gourds. But I thought they'd make fun projects to see what folks could come up with out of them. And what I ask is that you do a video with whatever you made, and put me in the description of the video, my channel, so that people can look me up, tell people that I gave you the gourds, and show whatever projects that you made out of them. And then send me a couple stills, because I'll do a video as well with everybody's projects that get
Are
in on
there
it.
seeds inside of it when you shake it, or?
Yeah.
There's seeds inside of it. So if you do happen to cut them or poke holes in them or whatever and get the seeds out of them, you can plant them in your garden next year and you'll have an abundance of gourds too. But I'll show you some of the stuff. I make little figurines mainly out of mine. And there's a little critter that I made. I call him, he's a little mouse, and I call him Bizarro Wizardo.
Aussie man out there wants to know what a gourd is.
Well, if you know what squash is or a pumpkin, those are from the gourd family.
Yes.
And they have seeds inside of them. But now these gourds, they're really good for is decoration. And you can make stuff out of them. Some people make wreaths out of them. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do with them. This is a little man. Now there's the gourd inside there. I just used the gourd as the aperture, and I made a little cartoon man. And this is a little girl that I made out of a gourd. And then this is a work in progress. This is one of my balloons. I make hot air balloons.
Now, what are you covering those with?
This is called Quickwood. And it comes in a tube, looks like this. It's a 2-part epoxy.
Oh,
And
okay.
You cut a piece of it off and you just work it until you get the 2 parts of it mixed up. And then you work with it pretty quick. You got to sculpt with it quick because in about 15 minutes, it'll be dry.
No, you're using the gourd is for the base of it, and then you sculpt everything else around it.
Right. The gourd is up here in this part in the hot air balloon. It's upside down. And I've got some work to do on it yet, and then I'll paint it. But that's and I make little fairy houses out of them. I make all kinds of stuff out of the gourds. But I wanted to see what other people did. I thought this would be just a nice little summer challenge. You know, people sitting in the air conditioning needing something cool to do. You can sit in and work on your gourd projects, and we'll see what everybody comes up with and get some videos out on how to work with gourds.
Look at some of these on this screen share. These are incredible.
Yep.
Wow. Have you ever tried carving one with your little high-speed grinder?
Yes. I've got some videos up of the engraving that I've done on. Now, those are bigger gourds that I worked with. I've got some nice bowls and things that I have made with the big gourd.
Look at what all you can make with a gourd.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is just fascinating.
Yeah, these are incredible. Look at that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lamps and if you have canteen gourds, those make beautiful little lamps. They have little inserts that you can put in them that hold a little bit of oil and have a wick, and they're just absolutely gorgeous for making.
Now, I'm not mistaken, they used to use them for hollow them out and use them for carrying water too.
Right? Yeah, and dipper gourds. You know that you use those as big spoons. Yeah.
Man, that's really something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make all kind of fascinating. I got my eye out on something that I'm thinking about making with them. So let me go over here and get this set up. I think that's about the easiest way for me to do it. Is to do it.
Dennis, while you're doing that, Dennis Goodson wants to know if you ever had gourd pie.
No.
No.
I wouldn't think that it would be very tasty, but there again, I could be wrong.
All right, so I've got some of these pulled up over here onto my mail pulled up, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if I can go over here and share some of these pictures of what people have sent me.
Shelly is asking if you can eat the gourds. I have never tried. I just let them dry and make stuff out of them.
This is sent to me from, I wished I could pronounce who this is. My Sorby Pro Hang on just one second. I'm trying to put my glasses on. My new Sorby Pro edge sharpening system, even better than my CNB wheels. And this is coming from something clean, Neo Banjo. I'm sorry if I'm not getting your name right, but yes, that is cool. And let me tell you, sanding systems like this actually do an excellent job.
Okay, that's from Chris Nealon.
Chris Nealon, okay. Excellent job on doing sharpening. So you don't need to have a whetstone or something like that. Sandpaper, the new oxides, the way they have them today, on that will do with metal. They do an excellent job. And the thing about it is, I don't think they create as much heat too, because the sandpaper is so thin. So anyway, that's his new sanding system.
My question to Chris Nealon would be, what was that in the background? Are those big pepper mills? That's what they looked like.
Good question. So this is from Rusty Nails, which is Russ. This is what he's carved.
Wow, that's cool.
Panel. Yeah, this is from Russ on the panel. This is what he's carving out.
How many hours you got into that, Russ?
Oh, that's about 6 or 7, something at that point. And actually, I had a computer glitch and still learning that. That's ready to carve. And that
now,
one
what is this right here? Is something you're going to carve?
Yeah, that's what it's modeled up and it's ready for me to carve as soon as I get time to get in the shop to do.
Okay,
and
cool.
that's what it's going to look like when I'm done.
Cool.
But this one is actually a photograph that of a friend of ours on Facebook, and she was going through some particularly tough times with cancer and things like that, and she was kind of down in the dumps with the chemo and all that stuff, and I decided I would fix something that might cheer her up a little bit. And as well, some of you on the panel well know, I have one heck of a time making a picture frame. It really aggravates me to no end.
Yeah.
So I figure I'd do it like this, and I got perfect 45 on this joker. As soon as I finished up and stain it up and stuff, I'm gonna send it to her.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, do you run on your CNC? Do you run a battery backup power supply in case you lose power, or don't you even worry about it?
I don't worry about it.
Because if you lose power halfway through, can you pick up your job where it stopped, or do you have to start all over?
It depends on how I've got the project started, where I've got it started at, and I can go to a certain spot. And normally, I'm usually right there. I don't usually leave because I like watching that silver spin around. I still like it, and I can't help it. I don't like to get away from it. But I watch.
Let's go ahead and move on real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I got cut off.
This comes from Stuart Miller.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, is that cool?
Yeah, this is segmentation, or he
Very
said
cool.
segmentation. Yeah, is it? Yep, he said segmentation.
That's because he painted it instead of using different species.
Right. But
it actually is segmentation.
yeah, but one hell of a paint job.
Yep.
That's one hell of a paint job, dude.
Yeah, look at the shadowing in the face. That's cool.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's one hell of a paint job. I'm glad y'all can't see me over here because I'm about 4 inches from the screen with my glasses on. But yeah, that's awesome, dude. That is just awesome. It never amazes me to see all the talent that we have out there.
He's giving
Crazy.
credit where credit's due. He says his wife painted it.
Well, that's
gonna ask
well
you
then,
for
but
painting,
you
that's-
cut it out and she painted it, so it's like,
I wonder if there's a story behind that. Is that somebody he knows, or
okay, this has come from Sterling Davis. This is actually scroll saw like fretwork.
Oh yeah, that's Charles.
Yeah,
Aaron. That's a real good one.
If you want to put the story behind that out there, if you're in the chat for the man that you said your wife painted it, if you want to give us a little story catch up on that, we'll catch it up. If y'all don't mind looking out there and catching that when he puts it in there. But this is Sterling Davis fretwork. Dang, Sterling, there's a lot of cuts there, buddy. That is like nice.
if I remember right, he's got a video out on that one too on YouTube.
Yeah, so Stuart, if you want to give us a little story behind that in the chat, we would appreciate it. A funnel cap. Oh, beautiful.
Pretty, yeah.
Well, it's beautiful. I think he's saying a funnel cap is. See right there in the middle.
I think he said cap.
A little
Yeah, I
thin,
think-
didn't he?
Yeah, I think he broke through there. Hey, dude, I have messed up more bowls in my learning experience of turning than you can ever imagine. I am a novice at turning, so I've done
That's better than having one explode. Have you ever done that and send pieces all over the shop?
no.
Yep.
Yes, I have had that, but he can actually fix this if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very easy. He could pour he could put a thing on there and pour epoxy in there. There's tons of way of fixing that. So
I could
It
fix
just-
it with quickwood.
yeah,
I can
quick wood.
I can just glue another piece to the base and put it back on
Yeah,
the
there's
lathe.
tons of way, but the grain is beautiful, and you did such a
Yeah.
beautiful job up to the point of, oops.
I get so fearful of breaking through that all of my bowls have
Oh, I
really thick
know.
bottoms. So,
Stuart Miller has a comment out there. He says, my wife's brother is a Yankees fan in the 50s and 60s, so he made him a Yogi Berra. It's hanging in his office in Japan. He still works 6 days a week as an MD.
Well, there you go.
I knew there had to be a story behind that. That's cool.
I'm sorry he's got that Yankee disease, though.
Well, I'd rather be a Yankee than what you are.
A fan of the world champions? I don't know. You tell me.
My wife's brother was a Yankees fan in the 50s. That's cool.
Yeah.
Stuart. Cool, Stuart. All right, so this
They won't
goes
be-
back
they won't be-
to the same.
Yeah, a nice piece of wood.
Yeah, those are beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful. I like
Chris
it.
And yeah,
Nealon
when I
says that
said you
one
can send
bowl-
your pictures in, it don't have to be scroll saw. Hell, I turn wood. I do all kinds of different things other than scroll saw. So I'm glad to
Chris
see that somebody sent some other
Chris
stuff.
Nealon says that bowl's not worth fixing. It's only 5 inches.
Oh, okay. It's not worth fixing. But that's beautiful. I
I'll fix it.
love the look of the wood.
They're all
It-
worth
it-
fixing.
Is that
Yeah, they-
ambrosia maple? Is that what it is?
I said they're beach.
Beach.
beach. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful turnings, beautiful wood. Thank you for sending them in. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Look at that on the bottom of the bowl, the way he did that. I want to learn so bad how to do that and to get the tool and learn how to do that. Look at the texture that he's put on the bottom of the bowl.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a tool, but you have to you have to learn how to use the damn tool to be able to do it. But I've seen so many of these that are out there, and this is obviously another one that he did. I think it's Chris Nealon. Yeah, that's beautiful. on the bottom.
Very,
of
very
that.
cool.
It's always
Can you
cool
put
when
that-
somebody adds something to a part that you're not even really going to look at. It just
Yeah,
tells you how much detail they add.
I was just going to say that while it's on the bottom, can you do that same thing on the side?
Oh yeah, you can. You can. And this one comes from Karen B. Wow, huge. Trying to figure out if there's a way I can zoom out.
Hold down the control and pull on your scroll wheel.
Whoa, thank you, Steve Good.
Oh,
Huh.
that's something every day.
I had no idea I could do that.
Learn
See,
something
I know
every
why
day.
I keep Steve Good on the panel sometimes.
That's neat.
Yeah, I know why I keep him here sometimes. Sometimes he's a pain in. Never mind. But yeah, that's a what is that? Almost looks like a piggy bank or something. Oh,
Sharky
shark
bank.
tooth display keeper.
Oh, I get that.
Yep, shark tooth display.
There's a megalodon tooth.
Wow.
So anyway, that is like cool as crap. So I guess you could put the shark tooth inside this, encase it in there after you found it.
Right.
That's cool.
Jim.
That gives me an idea.
Okay. Now he sent me this, and yeah, he's got a new tool. It's a tool shop compressor.
Oh no, that's my old compressor I was having problems with.
Is that one yours?
I jumped on YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook.
Well, why'd you send me one of your old tools?
Because I fixed it.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was saying, okay, get a thicker extension cord, or it's the unloader valve.
What
in it and
was
stuff
it
like
that you had to fix?
Well, it would come up to pressure, about 100 pounds, turn off, and then you'd use your tools for a while. And then when it tried to refill itself, it would bog down and trip the circuit breaker out. So it wound up being an unloading check valve on it.
The unloading check valve. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a bypass check valve to keep the head.
Because somebody did post that in your
Facebook comment thing.
the Facebook comments.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of something cool to bring up because I never would have
Yes.
thought to look for that,
All right. I know what he's talking about. So let me explain that just 1 minute. Okay. So when the compressor is on and it's dumping air into the tank, when it shuts off, there's a little one-way valve that goes into that tank. As soon as that compressor shuts off, it closes because there's no more air allowed to go in the tank. The tank pressure is full and the compressor shuts off and it closes up to keep the back pressure off of the motor, so that when the motor in the tank needs to be filled up again, the compressor starts back up. It doesn't have that big, huge amount of pressure that it needs to build up on. So
yeah,
pretty cool. I thought I just tossed out there if you were using extension cord, because that's the number one killer of all these. These Harbor Freight and everything draw a humongous amount of amps on the startup. So I have had that problem myself. You run out there with a 40 or 50 foot extension cord and it will run the first time, but as soon as it tries to run again, it won't, because it's trying to draw too much amps.
Yep.
Yeah, you're better off using a long air hose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's cool. That's all that was the valve, and somebody actually.
Yeah. That's all it was.
And what is this that we're looking at?
What else do we have in there? Oh, so the reason why I was having problems with the air compressor is that I bought a denailer.
Oh yeah.
That thing works great. You
Does it?
All it's apart. You stick the nose of that thing on the nail, punch it once, and it spits the nail right out of the pallet. So you don't have to sit there and
Cool.
pound nails, because it's hard to pound nails now because it hurts too much. But
Now this is not a Harbor Freight tool, right?
no, I got it off Amazon.
Okay.
So I think it was like $40 or something like that. But
Cool.
man,
That's
it
really cool.
works great.
I've got, yeah, I'm looking, I'm thinking of something. I got to look into that myself.
Will that
Cool.
handle a pretty good sized nail, Jim?
Yeah. Oh, it goes through pallet nails like butter. It spits them out. If you got to put a bucket underneath where you're working at, put a towel in it, or else it'll
Damn,
go all over the
that's
place.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
If y'all, those of you who are on the panel, keep an eye out in the chat, please, for me, because I can't do this and watch the chat.
Hey, Russ, that middle one there, can you click on that middle one I sent you to? Because that was a couple of pen blanks.
Oh, yeah. This is some pen blanks.
Yeah, there's a story behind those. I went out to the garage today and started playing with those, but somebody sent those to me, and I can't remember who it was. So if you're the guy it came from overseas too, because it was in where's the box? I don't know, the box is upstairs, but it came from overseas. So if you were the ones that sent them to me from the UK, I appreciate it. Tell me, hey, I'm the guy that sent you those two. I remember one night we were on a hangout or something, and somebody say, hey, I've got like 6 of these things left. Who wants them? And I said, I'll take one, and he sent me a couple. So, but I'm kind of embarrassed because
those are actually nice. They look like they're honeycomb, might be a thin aluminum honeycomb.
Yeah. And then up at the top, that's cork on the blue one.
Okay, yeah. Cork up here, yeah.
So they should make really cool looking pens.
They're beautiful. Both of them are beautiful.
It was just too hot in the garage to do anything today.
Yeah, they. Oh, trust me, I know. It was 91 out there. Okay.
Mr. Doughboy's in the chat. Say hey to him.
Mr. Doughboy, yeah. How you doing, Mr. Doughboy? 356. Good to see you. Okay. All these are, that was the one for, Donald sent all these in one post, but they didn't come through in one post. So he had to send each one individual. So beautiful.
Cool.
I've got one similar to that.
I thought that looked familiar.
Yep. I think he used the same picture off of, I downloaded the picture off of YouTube and turned it into a scroll saw pattern. So I think he used the same one, which is fantastic. It's beautiful. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's cool how he did that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's nice. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Nice. A lot of detail on that little bird on the inside. Let me tell you, with that little flower right there. That's a lot of detail. Look at, he's even got a little paint that's going through into the flower right there.
Philip Daniels.
I know I'm slow. I just realized that was a bird inside a bird.
Yeah, it's a bird inside of a bird. Just like this is a wolf inside of a wolf.
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
It
A lot
looks like
of
it's done
detail.
with a spiral blade, right?
Huh?
Looks like it's done with a spiral blade.
Some of it might be the veining, especially as wide as the veins are. It looks like if he's out there, Donald, are you out there? Tell us what kind of blade you used. I would say some of this looks like as wide as the gap is on the veining. That yes, I would almost agree that that's
I think pretty much all of it is.
Spiral blade. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep, that's beautiful.
Mother.
Oh, I saw this one earlier. Ken McCrory. This is like, look, he scroll sawed out a
Wow.
chess set. Yeah. Isn't that
Man.
awesome?
That's
He says
compound cutting.
it was a spiral blade Flying Dutchman, not sure what number.
Yep.
And he got the patterns from the Winfield collection.
Cool. Yeah, these are compound cuts. You can tell by how square they
look
are.
nice. Right, you did a good job.
Yeah, still, it's beautiful.
The board is pretty too.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
It almost
Yeah,
looks
you
like,
made the board.
it looks like a walnut and maybe
Maple.
Maple.
maple. That's
So-
what I'm thinking. Maple.
Yeah, it's a curly.
Maybe butternut.
If I was looking at some of the designs in here, and that does look like curly maple. So walnut, maybe curly maple. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I was gone for a bit, so Ken did that, huh?
Yeah, Ken McCrory.
Ken, you stud, man. That thing is fantastic.
He says it's a mystery wood.
It's a mystery wood.
Wow. Ken wins the Drool Award so far for the night.
Okay, these are the ones that sent me that didn't come through. So
That's some nice work, Ken.
oh, this is the top of let me go back here real quick. So okay, regards, Bill Ossiman. This is the top lid of this box. Wow.
Wow, that's nice.
And that's dome shape. We will see in just 1 second. Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty.
It's a colonial firebox of some sort.
Yeah, beautiful.
I like, for some reason, I just love that wood color too.
Yeah.
You know? It's that.
Oh, geez, look at this.
It looks like it's a pine wood. It's just a simple finish.
Yeah, but super old pine, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, he's from Australia, so it could be about anything.
True.
Look at this. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Really
Zoom
good
in on
paint
that,
work.
Russ. Zoom in on that.
Wow.
Man.
I'll be glad to take some painting lessons from him.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no shit.
Be a nice family tree type thing. You can put a different name on every bird.
Oh, it would, yeah.
Here was another angle. Who did your painting? Oh, look at all this.
Wow.
Was the other piece a puzzle? Did those come out of the other piece?
That's what I'm kind of wondering.
Because if it was, they were huge.
Is that Aussie Man?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, he's in
Hey,
jail.
Aussie, man, can you answer are those, did
No,
those
it's-
pieces come out of there?
No, it's surely not. I think that board would be. It looks like it though, don't it?
It does. I'm looking at it going like, wow, it could have.
That's a big slab. Then that's a
Yes,
lot
he
bigger
says
than
let
I-
We
the
need
birds
some
off the tree.
explanation.
Those
We
are the birds off of the tree, says.
That's
Oh.
cool.
Wow,
That was a big board then.
Yeah.
that's
How
some
Yeah,
long
nice
was
cutting.
give us the dimensions of the board, please, if you don't mind. Had to be something like 2 or 3 foot long by 24 inches wide. Something. This is beautiful.
2 foot slab.
He's
That is
2 foot slab, he says.
Yeah, 2 foot slab. That's okay. That's beautiful. Look at that.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Look at the veining all up here in the little leaves down here. Absolutely beautiful.
But that is all one piece, right? He didn't like do the flowers and stick them in there. And
No, that's all one
No, that's
piece.
all
This,
one piece.
this is all one piece. Yeah, I can tell you that by looking at it. You can see the attachment points on the leaf here, here,
yeah,
here. It's all one piece.
wow.
Beautiful work.
I feel like Wayne's World. Like, we're not worthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, you see this work, then you look around your shop, and you're like,
yeah,
what the hell am I doing?
yeah. You feel like
That's beautiful.
rolling the garage door open and just shoving all the tools out in the garage.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wait, shut the door. Let
having
the
a big tool sale and find another hobby.
This is absolutely beautiful.
Huh.
Looks like an ice cream cone.
Yes, it kind of does, but it's like a flower.
Oh, I see that now. All right.
Now, how'd you do that, Aussie, man?
Yeah,
That's just
how is that? Is that turned, or did you carve that?
man.
A few seconds delay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait
that's
for
her.
it.
That's her. Is that her hair? Go
Well,
back.
that's what I'm wondering if that's
Oh,
her
wow.
hair.
I bet
Wow.
it is.
Yes,
said
it's
turn.
turned, he says.
And that's her hair on top of the head.
Oh, wow.
Is that what we're
I thought it
seeing?
was a hat.
And he
I
says
did too.
and he says it's turned. Wow.
That's beautiful.
I'm going to give up my lathe.
Well, you
think
know
we-
what? It never ceases to amaze me the talent that we have. That is out. Look at that. Isn't that just like the
That's
talent
very
that we
cool.
It
have
looks
that
like
is out
one of
there?
those 1930s ladies, you know.
Yeah.
He says it's just a ball.
To you,
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a ball. Well,
Man.
it's just a ball. That's all.
He sure knows how to make people feel inadequate.
Oh, now look at this. He makes locks,
Oh,
wooden
That's-
locks.
Those are neat. I've seen those before. Those are very cool.
Yeah, those are very cool. And Steve, do you have a pattern of those?
Yeah.
those locks?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, in the catalog. That's cool though, because I like the shape.
I do too. Yeah, he's showing you how actually
Oh,
it
yeah.
works.
it's got a little wooden leaf spring in it. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
you got a nice finish on them too.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
That
That'd be nice on an old style
Yeah.
home chest.
that's the last one. Let me refresh to see if we got any more coming in.
What's that
Yep.
one from Dennis? There you
Yep.
go.
This is the one we have from Dennis. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Lake Fork, Texas.
I recognize that one.
I do too.
Yeah, he's
I
up-
recognize
he's
the
up north
bass
of
on the
me.
bottom.
That bottom one is my pattern.
I know. That's what I said. I recognize the bass on the bottom.
Is that your frog in trouble pattern?
That frog is
Actually,
about to get killed.
I made that pattern and gave it to Steve Good, and he's the one that posted it. I know Steve Good over there laughing his ass off because he knows that's a lie.
I would have never told, Russ.
Oh well. All right. So if we got a few more minutes that we're going to be on here. So if you would like to send me some more pictures. Did we have anybody else? I wanted to show what I'm working on Whirligig. And Steve, you're going to love this. And I'm glad you were actually here tonight. Because actually, when
First time you've ever said that.
Well, yeah,
Well,
because-
somebody was poking fun at him the other night. He
Yeah.
said, well, you might as well be poking fun at Steve Good because it's his pattern.
yeah. So, so I have taken part of your pattern and I'm developing it to make something really cool for a whirligig. Okay.
Cool.
So, and you can guess it's part of your whirligig. Do you recognize some of that?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And so before it's over with,
So what's the movement going to be?
well, before it's over with, let me show you. There's going to be this is going to be the blade. Hang on, I got to get it up through here.
Put your good eye on it, man.
I know. Well, you know, the thing about it is, it's funny is this damn rod bends. So this part's going to be the blade, and naturally the arm's going to come over and meet with it. So every time this goes up and down, that represents the scroll saw arm going up and down.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I'm going to put see how I've got this design? So I'm going to put a cam underneath. There'll be something that drops down underneath there. So it'll push this up, and hopefully it'll fall down. And the next thing is I did a little work on your little man. Well, first off, that's not the same bench that you have.
Right.
And then did a little work on the man and see how it goes up through his legs. So I'm going to put a crossbar in between his two hands. So that his hands will lift up and down a slight amount with this one.
And
Only thing I can see would make that better. I got one suggestion.
What?
If you can figure out some kind of way to turn the wood on top of the table.
Well, I thought about that and I went like, well, no, I am going to put a piece of something that looks like it's hanging off to the side, so it'll look like he's actually scrolling. I am planning on doing that. But look at the detail I put into the scroll saw.
That's really neat.
So
Like
it's a combination of Steve Good's little man. Now, your arms are fixed, so
right.
Mine will move. And then I took your bench, took this part out of it, straightened up his so that he sits straight on a stool, and then put the he's doing fret work, and he's actually mine's gonna be doing scroll saw. So
that's cool.
That is neat.
So I'm working on it. I'm hoping to finish it this weekend. By tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to have it finished where it'll actually be up and running. I've got everything ready. I was waiting for some of the glue to dry and stuff. And then I've got something that's going to go right here. And that's going to be the surprise. Because it's going to be supposedly 6 inches coming out. And I need to get that done and mounted so I can balance this out. Somewhere right along where my fingers are is going to be the center, and I got to put the wings on it or the blades on it so I can center it out. I've got everything pretty much ready. I just got to kind of put it all together to get the balance of where this block goes.
Are you going to paint it or leave it natural?
Yeah, this block is going to be in here, but it'll also be the block for the wings that this dead ends to, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For the blades to turn around out here. So, but yeah, I thought you'd get a kick out of it. I was like, and you notice they say this is a duck, Steve. I've had so many people comment on I put a hat on my guy, and they have given me so much hell. They say it's a duck bill.
I think it's a hell of a duck. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was a nose.
Yeah, that's his damn nose right there, okay? Can you not see his damn nose right there?
Not
Are you that blind? I have to wear glasses and I can see his damn nose.
Well, it's a big nose, but it's a handsome nose.
So I didn't want to duplicate my buddy 100%. I wanted to change a few things up.
Are you going to paint it?
Yeah, I'm going to paint it.
It'll be obvious once you paint it.
Yeah, And Steve Good knows. Him and I have been friends for a long time. He knows I've taken several of his patterns and changed them. And actually, the one that you're don't do something about this house is a mess, and I put my shop as a mess. I changed that one up. Remember
Hey,
that?
Steve, Aussie man out in the chat wanted to know when you're going to do some Aussie patterns.
Aussie man patterns.
You know what? It's a funny thing because when you look at the different countries around the world, Australia is a hotbed for the scroll saw. I mean, it's probably the 4th largest country as far as readers on my blog. They have a lot of scrollers down there. So I have done 1 or 2 Aussie patterns, but I'll work on some more.
Cool.
I just sent you a couple emails, Russ.
Huh?
I just sent you a couple of pictures.
Oh,
There was 3 altogether.
You talking to me or Steve Good?
Yes, you. Yes, you.
Oh, okay. Oh, you just sent me a couple of pictures.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm in tune with what you're talking about.
Okay. You keep thinking about ducks.
And actually, I picked up somebody else's. All right. So we'll go back into the sharing mode. Give me 1 second.
You know, while you're doing that, getting back to your whirligig, if you had something that would like pop a little flag up with curse words on it every time perfect. If you can work on that, that'd be great.
All right. So first off, comes from. Hell, I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't see a damn thing. This comes from Brandon Moore. Oh, this is cool. The Goonies.
Hey, I just saw that.
Yes. Never say die. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Excellent job, guy. Excellent. Liberty.
And justice for all.
Oh, that's a beautiful.
Oh, that's nice.
Frame. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Fretwork picture frame.
Very cool.
Nice. Very, very nice.
How big is that?
Good question. If you're out there listening, how big is that thing with the American flag in it? Welcome. Nice.
You know, if that flag only has 13 stars, he's in trouble.
Yeah. Whiskey.
It says it's 6 by 6.
Cool.
Do we have to go back and count the stars?
He says the flag is 6 by 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is really
cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
What's the porthole floor? Is he in the chat?
If you're out there,
Liberty Woodworking is the guy that did.
He's out there in the chat. Steve, ask him a question.
It was that porthole or whatever it was. Is that a window or what is it? Or just a
It
design?
looked almost like a trivet.
Yeah, it could be a trivet, couldn't it?
Yeah. So what is the? Here, let's go back real quick.
Well, those are your plates, aren't they, Chris?
I don't care about Chris's plates.
Yeah.
That's a fine hottie you do.
Story of my life.
No, we're gonna get back to them. Is this a trivet or what is this? Is what we're trying to
Looks
find
like it's sitting on a mantle or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So that's what we want to know. Is this a trivet?
I looked at that when you opened it up the first time, and I thought the rose at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liberty Woodworking. Is this a trivet or what is this? So.
See, I would hang it in a window that gets direct sunlight.
Yeah, so we'll go back. All right. So, Chris, what are we looking at?
These are the plates I had to do for our annual gathering up at the lake. What started out as just using the scrap barrel. I was running out of dark wood and scrap, so I had to go into my stash and pull some cherry out and some oak. I was really bummed I had to just use the good wood.
And you know
But,
what? Apparently,
they all came up. All have slightly different edges. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying. Apparently, hold on. Let's go back to stop sharing.
Okay, Liberty Woodworking says that the rose window is a window molding he got from work replacing windows.
That would be a great looking window on a front door or something.
Yeah.
Put some paint on it. Wouldn't it be awesome?
All right. So let's go back now that I'm locked on me, because Chris, when you were talking, nobody's seen what you had, because they were all looking at. There we go. Now.
Hey. Yes,
Now
these are all plates. So started off from my scrap barrel. And then I needed about 7 more. So I had to go into my stash because I ran out of cherry from the scrap. I ran out of oak. So, but they went over well. So everybody gathering, every year we do a gathering up the lake. Everybody got to go home with their own plate.
How many of them do you have to make?
I had to make 22 altogether.
Wow. So do you guys do the plates because you don't have stones flat enough to skip across the lake?
No, they were for dessert one night. We all take turns making a meal. And my wife and I did a meal one night, and those are the dessert plates. And we kept a couple of our own for here at the house. So
Yeah, because that's not dessert, unless you like hot dogs a lot.
Oh, yeah.
love hot dogs.
You know,
I can live on hot dogs.
I watched them make them a couple of times at Iowa Pork. I don't eat hot dogs.
You don't want to know what goes on in the magic. Who cares about the magic trick?
It ain't
That's
magic.
right. All I care about is the final result.
Exactly. So,
That's
but
a
they
big
went over well. They went over well. Everybody loved their plates. What I liked is that each one was slightly different in size or slightly different on the edge. So I used it as a chance to try different things.
Yeah, they look great.
So, yeah, they came out great. Thanks.
What kind of finish did you put on those, Chris?
I started with the salad bowl from General Finish. So, and that's why I stuck with for most of them. I think I did just a regular food safe polyurethane on a couple because I ran out of salad bowl finish.
Yeah, they look good.
So, yeah, they came out really well. I was happy with them. I was down to the wire though. Literally the night before we left for the lake, I was putting the last coats on. I left them out on the back tailgate of my truck overnight to dry and air out. So, yeah. Talk about down to the wire on a project.
You know what? You're not a real woodworker unless you have to do something like that.
Oh, I know. I do it too much, though. I got to get my act back together. I used to be able to be ahead of things. Now I'm always chasing my tail. Oh yeah, there's the assembly line for the finish.
Tell us what all woods.
There's some cherry, there's some oak, there's some pine, there's some cedar. There's some butternut. There's that bright white is a butternut. That's why I had to go into my stash. I had to pull that out because I was running out of other stuff. So I couldn't assemble enough. So
After the glue, how'd you get the circles? Is it routed, cut on a bandsaw?
no, on the lathe. I roughed them out on the bandsaw, and then I attached them to the lathe and turned them down to the size I wanted. So,
what is this?
That's Jimmy
Not mine.
D's workbench. That thing's nice.
yeah, not mine.
Not mine.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's too clean for mine.
I can't-
Mine would be covered with paint stains.
That's a nice workbench.
Yeah. Who
See,
said
I
that?
get worried about woodworkers with clean benches. That's a sign of a sick mind.
Scroll
no.
in on the tools. Get in on the tools, Russ, so we can see the tools underneath.
Jim, you want to defend yourself in the chat there? Just-
Some planes. There's
Got some
some.
nice tools down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that mallet.
I like that vise.
I like that mallet.
I was at a.
That's a carve. That's definitely a carving mallet. So
Well, that big one in the middle, it's standing on its head.
yep.
Okay.
Well, both of these. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
That's a cowbell, right, Brenda?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
almost looks like he was turning something right here. You want to give us a little more info out there?
Yeah, that's way too clean.
He hasn't typed anything in yet. Yeah. I was at a yard sale last week, and they had 2 bowling pins, and I was going to grab them to make mallets with. I should. I got mad because I didn't do it. I got in the car. I got too far away to turn around and go back.
This one just came from Sterling Davis.
Wow.
Wood cutting.
Sterling. Wow.
Yeah,
That is cool.
He said to thank Steve for that.
Thanks, Steve, for that.
Steve sitting over there looks like it's familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think he's talking about the fact that I showed him how to cut them, not that's okay.
Yeah, but now this is not cut out. That's actually in gray. That's part of the coin from around here, and he cut out the center of it, right?
Yeah, it's just cutting out.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is Cumberland Island coin, and then he cut out everything around the flamingo and everything, or whatever this is. Might not be a flamingo.
It's definitely not a flamingo.
Those sandhill cranes that we get up here.
Yeah, it's a crane.
They fly down to
That's
Florida.
beautiful. That's like beautiful, Sterling. That is just wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful work there, my friend. All right, that's all that I have in here as of right now. So I do the stop sharing and come over here and find myself with my hair all messed up because I had my glasses on and off like 20 times. I have to have this on the back side to keep. Every time when I'm wearing glasses in the shop, even those every pair I've ever had, they fall off.
Hey, Russ, look at these.
Yep.
Can you see mine? These are real small. You can't even tell you got them on.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that.
Oh,
Where'd
yeah.
you get those from?
Amazon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need those.
It'd be
Well,
good for safety
this is my. I have to do this to keep them from falling off.
Yep.
So
Yeah, Russ, I like yours. I like the croquis.
I can put them on like this and put them down here so I can see over them and see into them, and they won't fall off.
Yeah.
But anyway,
God, we're getting old. We're debating what's the best glasses.
now these
Good.
are Walmart glasses number 3.0 reading glasses. That's all these are right here.
Really? Ooh.
This is a pair of, I think they cost me like $10, maybe not even that much, maybe $8. And then I bought this strap and put on them. This is my shop glasses. They're big, bold, 3.0, so they give me plenty of magnification. And then I bought this because, like I said, when I was wearing them in the shop, every time I do something, they were like falling off. So I went like, all right, I'll stop this.
Russ, can I make a suggestion? Go see an optometrist, get a real pair of glasses.
That's what I was just going to suggest. You beat me to it.
These are my Oakleys. Yes, I pop for Oakleys, but you know what? They fit perfectly. They don't fall off. So,
Yep.
So.
And if they start
Maybe one of
sliding
these
down,
days I'll realize I have a problem and
and if they start sliding
admit it-
down, you can go back to the
admit it and get help.
and get them refitted.
Yep.
I said maybe one
Russ,
of these
Russ,
days
just
I'll
do it before.
admit I have a problem and I
Hey, Russ, you got a problem.
We'll tell you.
It's time for an intervention.
Just do us all a favor. Do it before you don't realize how.
Going to be.
Then I want everybody here to send a nasty gram to Nancy and tell her your husband needs glasses, because I have told her about 4 or 5 or 6 times that, hey, she on her insurance, she has the glasses and dental work on her insurance.
Yeah.
So I've told her 4 or 5 times and make an appointment.
So what's her email address again?
Yeah, exactly.
DM her over on or get her on Facebook.
Just do it before you don't realize how close that spinning blade is.
Kenny Earrings just said you should have an intervention. He'll never see it coming.
Yeah. And now when y'all do that, I'm like, oh.
I see.
Hey,
what-
don't send anything to Nancy because I'll get my ass beat.
Oh, too late. I already sent it.
Yeah, too bad.
I'll get my butt tore up.
Well, be ready to get your ass beat.
She's gonna go like, you told them on the show? No, honey, I didn't say a word. This is gonna be deleted tonight after this gets posted. I'll just delete the whole damn thing. They won't know. They're all lying. They're just trying to get me in trouble. Like, hey, you can't get me any more in trouble than I've already been in. So
She loves you, Russ. She knows all about it.
oh, I know. Like I said, you can't get me into any more trouble than I've already been in. And
We
Just
can
like
try.
it.
Though.
just like the little thing about this, the tools, when she comes out, she'll go like, I haven't seen that. Oh, I've had that for years.
When you get a new tool, you got to throw sawdust on it so it looks
Well,
like it's been around a
but-
while.
Way
Now,
too.
go back to our thing that we had that one time. Her money is her money and my money is my money. So actually, even though she says that, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference because my money is my money. I spend whatever I want. So it's a unique relationship between us. It's very nice. She has her own bank account. She has her own credit card. She has her own savings account. I have nothing. I could care less what she has and what she spends. And I have my own, and she could care less on what I spend. It's if I
Get
got
a divorce and see how that works out for you.
huh?
Get a divorce and see how that works out for you.
Well, now if we get a divorce,
Yeah.
that could complicate situations. Yeah, I think
How
that
Well,
much,
one
well,
thing
how
she
much is
cares
yours
about-
is hers.
She sure cares.
now, hold on. What you don't understand is she makes almost twice as much money as I do. So she might be paying me, not me paying her.
Kenny Earrings just said, my biggest fear is that when I die, my wife will sell my tools for what I told her I paid for them.
Y'all didn't see that a few years back when I was first working for Rockler, they had this big, nice, beautiful sign in the middle of the aisles. And as soon as I walked up to it, I went like, oh, yes, this will work out great. So I backed up the aisle and I took a photograph of it. And it had whatever the writing or whatever was on it. But as soon as I saw it, it's just like mining gear. I know what I'm using this for. And it had rock stuff in the background. You can see it. So I come home and I took into the sign and in Photoshop, I cropped that out and I put in the title or put in the words in that sign was for an extra $10. I don't remember what it was, but for an extra $10, we will supply you with a second receipt to show your wife what you want her to know what you paid for your tool or whatever, you know.
Brilliant.
And I posted that on Facebook. This has been 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Oh, that everybody was like, they loved that. Yeah. So in other words, you go into Rockler and you pay for it, and I say, I want the other receipt. Here's 10 more bucks. And they print you out another. So you go home and say, oh, this was only like $10.
It's like guys that have to turn in expense
No,
reports.
I'll play that game here.
And order 2 dinners, take one as a carry out with them, and then turn the expense report in and say, I took this guy out to dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, there's ways
Yeah,
around it.
expense reports are a different animal.
Yeah, there's ways around it. That's for sure. All right. Well, I guess that's all for tonight. Thank you, Aussie Man, for being out there. Donna Presley's been out there. Hi, Donna. Haven't
Donna,
seen you in a while.
haven't seen Donna in
She's
forever.
going to have surgery on her foot again.
Yeah, she's been out there in the chat the last couple of shows, and she still does a lot of stuff on her channel. She's been doing. she's posted some really awesome. I'm surprised, Donna. Why didn't you send some pictures of the stuff that you've been working on? So I wished you had it. Liberty Woodworking, Kenny Earrings, Aussie Man, Sterling Davis, Donna Presley, Shelly Cole. All y'all have been out there. Ken McCrory. I think I said Kenny Earrings, Aussie Man, Chris Nealon, Dennis Goodson. I think I said Liberty Woodworking.
Mr. Doughboy.
Mr. Duboy 356 has been out there.
Doughboy.
Or Doughboy. Okay.
For those guys in the chat that are talking about the coin cutting clamps, if you email me, I'll send you Marcus's email address. He sells the aluminum one that I designed, and then I have one for a 3D printer that's not as good. But
Yeah, if that was Frank or Sterling and I'll ask you when we get off here.
okay.
Yeah.
Just email me and I'll send you the links.
Yeah, Marcus is the one that he took Steve's pattern and made them, and they're really nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
I have seen them for the last 2 years up there. He sells them at the Atlanta Woodworking Show from the Gwinnett Woodworkers booth, and these things are like really, really nice.
They're really nice.
Have you?
He has them for all the different size coins too.
Yeah, like quarters, dimes, nickels. Well, I think it would be quarters and up. I don't think it'd be dimes or nickels. Those are too damn small.
Well, you'd really have to go to town on it to do a dime. Jeez.
Yeah.
I had his knobs for the DeWalt.
Yes.
Blade knobs.
He makes.
I had one of those.
Yeah, he makes
I need
aluminum.
another
They're
set
made
now.
out of aluminum, and they're
Right.
fit over the knobs of the saw, and
Burls,
they're
yeah.
knurled
Really.
knobs so that you can take the blade and tighten the blade and everything. Those things are awesome, also.
So
they,
does
only
that
work,
replace it?
they only work for the S-shaped DeWalt.
Yes.
Right.
They don't work for the diamond shape that comes with the Excalibur. So make
Right.
sure if you do look at those that you have the S-shaped thumb screw. And if you don't, you can order the thumb screw, but you have to have that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's that tightening thing that you had for your DeWalt, right, Russ?
Yep.
And it was
Yes.
Just-
I made the little thing that I held on the end and screwed it on. Now, I can honestly say, since I've had my Seiko, I can tight. I don't know what the difference is between the two saws because they should be pretty well identical in some of those, some of those areas. But I can tighten the Seiko, that little tiny thing, just hand tight, and it will hold. On my DeWalt, I always had to have that handheld thing.
Keep in mind that if you order any of these things, that the torque that you apply to that thumb screw is critical that you not add extra torque because you will strip that thing out. You'll strip the head out and have to replace it. And on the DeWalt, you'll actually have, because it's made out of a cast aluminum, you'll actually splay it out. So then what will happen is when your set through and scrum through thumb screw come together, they don't come together true. They come together like this, and your blade won't stay any longer.
Yes.
You can replace the tips on the thumb screw, get a new tip, and that helps. But if you've already bent that head, it won't make any difference. And you can order just the head too, but that thing's got to be straight up and down. So when you get these extra grips, don't use them to add extra pressure. If your blade is slipping out, it's not that you're not tightening it hard enough. There's something else wrong. It should only take 2 fingers to tighten that thumb screw to keep the blade in.
Exactly.
If you're clicking down on it, you're causing a problem.
But I just couldn't, for some reason, I had problems with my DeWalt. That's the reason I created that little hand thing. I think it was more or less the arthritis in my hands.
I do not guarantee you the head's splayed out, Russ. I bet money on it that your head is starting to splay out.
It may be. I'll have to look at that and see. Since you mentioned that, it may be. That's what I did over the years, in other words. But I was having problems with it.
They eventually wear out.
Yeah. I never thought about that really. So I have to go back and look at it and see if that's
I used
what
to have
was
an
going on.
example over here, but I've lost it.
Franklin Woodworks came in the room.
Franklin Woodworks, how you doing? Yeah, so what he's saying is, but I always had a problem, Steve, from day one on that DeWalt of it tightening down.
You and
I,
everybody else. That's
yeah,
common.
yeah. So, and that's the reason I don't think it was that I splayed it out. Maybe I had over a period of time, but in the beginning, even I had problems.
Yeah.
Never had that problems with the Seiko.
Well, look at the material. Look at the difference in the material between the DeWalt and the Seiko on that head.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah. Well, the difference between a better scroll saw and a mid-grade scroll saw.
Yeah.
What you have to look at. But yeah, I had little problems with that from day one that it didn't want to tighten down. I've never had that same problem. I've always been able to tighten my Seiko with my fingers from day one. It's not changed. And the DeWalt was not that way. So I'm glad of that.
Well, I've seen the DeWalt. If you look at that head, it's really cheaply made. And I've seen the DeWalt come with them pre-splayed. I mean, they'll be sprayed right out of the factory. So it's just the quality control of how they're building the materials they're built out of is just not the same. That's why you pay $500 for one and $700 for the other.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, I think we're going to call this a night and call this a great show. Thank you all for sending all your, and thank you. Oh my gosh. I just looked over the first time I've had a chance to look over and look at all those thumbs up. Thank you.
37.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. That's
Very cool.
that's
Very cool.
fantastic. I appreciate that. You know, guys, thank you so very much. You come here every week. You're always in the chat. Jeff Robinson, he's out there in the chat right now. Jim Dockrell, Franklin Woodworks. Rob Franklin was just on here last week, and he's out there in the chat. But thank you for always being out there every week. And y'all guys carry on back and forth and have a great time and talk to each other and have a good time. And I try to look over when I can and acknowledge that you're out there. A lot of the guys on the panel help me watch the chat to acknowledge that y'all are out there. So I really appreciate all of y'all because, you know, it is what it is. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you out there in the chat, everybody watching every Saturday night. So thank you so very much.
We want to congratulate Jeff Robinson. He's just had a grandson.
Getting ready.
Robinson had a grandson. Okay. Great. How many grandsons do you have? Grandchildren do you have, Jeff?
He said it was his first.
It's his first.
And I don't think it's born yet. I think it's about to be born.
Oh, it's about to be born. Okay, cool. Well, congratulations, Jeff. You only got grandsons. You only got 9 more to catch up with, or grandchildren. You only got 9 more to catch up with me because we just hit 10. And 1 great grandchild. So
God, you're getting old.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have a great grandchild, and we just have 10 grandchildren and 1 great grandchild. So I'm not bragging.
You know what causes it?
Because one was the first one was just as important as the last one. They're all fantastic. I love them. We have a lot of. I've had more as the two, Audra and Gage are the 2 oldest of the grandchildren, and they're the ones that come out here in the shop. They love to be in the shop. They love it. I mean, there's no way of pointing out. If they're here and I'm out here in the shop, they're right on my butt out here in this. And the second thing is, they want to. Some people were saying, I saw a couple of posts like, why are you putting your children or your grandchildren in your videos? You know, you're exploiting them, basically, is what I got out of the post. And I was thinking to myself, I wish you knew my grandchildren. They beg me to turn the camera on and video and put it on YouTube because they go back and watch it and they tell all their friends to watch it. So, you know, it might be some people are putting them out there just to get the extra views, but not my grandkids. Gage and Audra are camera hounds. They want me to turn the camera on. They want me to video them. They want to do things on the show. They see my videos and they're, you know, it's like imitation. They want to do things that I'm doing. So,
And I think they all are. They're all camera hounds, you know?
yeah, they love it. They love it.
Hey, and if you can get your kids or grandkids to do something with you, man, that's always a positive.
Yep.
If any time that they're at my house, the first thing they say is, "Hey, we're going out to the shop today, Papa." Look at me. We're going to the shop. And I'll say, "Yeah, we can go out there. We're going to video it." And I'm like, well, I wasn't quite prepared, but I guess we can. So they love the scroll saw. They're having a little rough time. Somebody pointed the other day, put the hold down on the scroll saw because it was bouncing because of the reverse tooth blades. And I'm like, the hold down's for sissies. Come on. Come on. They can hold. No, they're not. They haven't been doing it long enough to know how much pressure to put down. So when they make some of the turns, the piece wants to chatter from the ultra reverse blade. They will learn and they will become proficient scrollers. They're just like 5 years old. So give them a break. They don't know how much pressure to put down. They're experimenting and trying to learn on that kind of stuff. So,
and that blister they get on the side of their finger when that board slams on it is a very good learning experience.
Yes, it is.
It teaches you a lot.
I've taught classes at Rockler in Orlando, and all the hold downs, I pulled them off. And when that thing starts to chatter on them, adults, kids, I tell them, you're not putting enough pressure down on the board. You need to apply pressure down on the board to stop that from happening, because the hold down's getting your damn way. I mean, that's for wussies. You don't need no stinking hold down. So, I mean, if they were 3 years old trying to scroll, I'd probably put a hold down on it for them, but they're 5. They just need to learn how to do it. So, and we'll let it go at that because I know I'm going to get a lot of heck about that, but yeah, they have a blast being out in the shop. And it's actually me that holds back on posting videos. I've got 2 videos right now. They did a 4th of July video and they wanted me to post it. And I said, I just did one. I'm like, all right, we'll post it a little bit after the 4th. And that's my fault that I haven't posted it. They made the top hat with the stars and stripes on it, or actually it wasn't stars, it was just the red, white, and blue for 4th of July. And we did that, and I haven't posted it yet. And I told them, I said, I'll post it a little bit later on or whatever. And they keep on that bugging me. Have you going to post that? You going to post that? And I'm like, yeah, I'll post it sooner or later. So,
hey, Kenny said he's getting ready to have his first grandchild too.
Cool. Is due in December. Wow. Cool. December. Grandchildren are great because you can take them home, you can shake them really hard and feed them, and then you can send them back and watch them spew.
They're good for that.
Yeah, you can have so much fun with them that you can send them home because you can feed them cake and ice cream, and then they say, Grandpa gave me that. Why can't you? And then they go home to them, and then you get a phone call, and you go like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never told them I could do that. Yeah, there's so much fun with grandkids and your kids too. So I have a lot of fun. But anyway, we're going to cut out of here for now before I get in any more trouble, because probably some of these people are out there in my family listen to me, like Brandy. I don't know if Brandy's still here, but listen to me. So they're liable to cause me a lot of problems if I keep on running my mouth. So anyway, there's only one thing we have to do, and y'all know what that is. Thank you for Brenda and Chris and Jim and Paul and Russ and Steve Good. Thank you for all being here tonight. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for
Night,
watching.
everyone.
Everybody.
Night,
Night, everybody.
Night.
Remember, you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here. Well, we probably will. Bye.